fuck that night. I was dying.
Dom was literally like doing this. He's like, I can't stop shaking. I look over and I see a picture. It says fire 50 caliber sniper for $29. You like to shoot stuff? He's like, yes.
And then he said that he hunts with a Dragunov sniper rifle.
Yeah. Let's say you push someone over and they fall. Whose fault is it that they fell?
Are we doing Arnold predictions?
Top 5, or are we going the whole roster?
Just top 5. That's okay.
Who do you got first place?
All right, I'm going to say.
All right, so I'm going to say.
All right, what is up, podcast? We're 2 for 2 in this month, I think. We missed a week, but we're doing good. So we're rolling. We just came back from the Super Bowl. Mine and Matt's first ever time being at the Super Bowl. Dominic's been to like 27 Super Bowls in his 26 years of living here. So he's a little excessive, but I don't know how to start, so I just ramble on like that.
That's great. You did good.
But yeah, we came back from the Super Bowl. I don't know. How was your guys' experience there?
I thought it was awesome. Yeah. It was cool. It was a great game.
It ended good.
It was a fucking great game. So it was great. I don't know. I had a good time. I had like a little bit of a dilemma because I was betting on the Chiefs but wanting the 49ers to win. So
you won either way.
I won either way.
But you actually lost.
I lost a parlay. Yeah. Did.
Sad times.
Yeah.
I was expecting more like, and Matt, you said this, more like intensity. Yeah. More excitement. You know, like the first when we sat down and we were sitting there. We were there really early because Matt made us show up 3 hours early, so we didn't miss a second of it.
Fucking guy, literally.
And then we're sitting there, and then the game started.
There's a reason why
the game started, and I didn't even like realize the change in energy in the crowd from when the game started till when we were there 2 hours early. It was just kind of like.
So honestly, I think a big reason for that is because
it's the same reason why we were there. It's business relationships.
I mean, no, for real. So I think like if you look at a sporting event,
I don't even watch football, and I was there.
If you look at sporting events, like this was the most expensive Super Bowl ever, right? So the people, I think they said that.
What was the average ticket price?
I don't know. I mean, at least $8 grand, I think. But I think when you deal with that, you lose the fan. You lose like the actual fan of the team, and then when you lose the fan of the team, you don't get the crazy excitement.
Yeah.
So going into the game, I knew that it was like more of a business venture. But then on Saturday when we went to the fan experience and we were walking out and everybody started chanting, I thought like there might be more of that going into the game Sunday.
Excitement?
Yeah.
That was loud. I forgot about that. Is it the mold?
I'm trying not to sneeze. I'm actually trying to sneeze.
Yeah, 86.
The average price for a Super Bowl ticket was $8,600. Damn. That's a lot. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like it wasn't that exciting at the beginning. People got into it, and then the people in front of us, and then that one guy who was crying, like 6 people over. Did you see him?
Yeah.
Some people were fucking intense.
Well, because we sat in the family and friend section for the Chiefs. So like everyone in our section besides us had like a lanyard on that had said like family and friends with the Chiefs logo on it. So they were like players' family. So I don't know, like if you notice with the girl like in front of us to the left, not the one that wouldn't fucking sit down, the one to the left of her, she was crying the whole game when they were losing because she thought that they were going to lose, and she was literally like crying until the end. And then when they started winning, she fucking lost her mind. So it was kind of cool.
Yeah. Very cool.
It was good.
But yeah,
like
I think
water.
I think Vegas was an awesome city to have it in, other than they were not prepared for the amount of people that were going to be in the city, I don't think.
I mean,
which is why we got there.
The Allegiant Stadium was ready.
If I'm being honest, like the stadium itself, every Super Bowl I've went to, that was the smoothest in and out I've ever had. Yeah, ever. Like I remember one time in Arizona, it was Arizona. It took us like 6 hours to go 2 miles. So we were out of there back at the hotel in 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Yeah. That shit was fast.
Yeah. Thanks to me.
Thanks to you.
We were there 3 hours early, but we got back in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep.
The other guys said they walked like an hour to find a cab that wasn't $800, but we just paid the $800 for the cab and got out of there. So win or lose.
No, it was good. The city itself, I think the restaurants and everything were crazy. The hotels were crazy. The rooms, like there were no rooms available anywhere.
It was so busy. Yeah.
It was busy. Yeah. I think our hotel was probably the busiest too at the Wynn when we were there.
You guys saw a bunch of celebrities. Matt was fangirling.
Yeah.
I didn't know who any of them were.
We sat down for dinner. What was that, Thursday night?
First night, yeah.
Yeah, first night. Josh Allen was right next to us, so that was cool.
Yeah. And then there was the Live Golf tournament at the same time, and I ran next to Brooke Hopka that morning, which was pretty dope.
And then Ezekiel Elliott walks in like 15 minutes, 45 minutes later.
Yeah.
We passed Stephon Diggs. He's walking in as we're walking out.
Yep.
So
it was dope.
Cool.
Yeah. Lots of fun stuff. What did we do? We went to the Maxim party for 35 minutes.
Yeah.
Saw 50
see
Cent.
50 Cent.
Saw 50 and 21 Savage.
21 Savage is horrible live.
Yeah,
I
50 Cent really
but-
wasn't incredible either.
But I
like his songs.
he
though.
gets
He
a pass,
played.
but I
He
love
played some
him.
good
Yeah.
songs. Yeah.
Yeah.
He played some good songs.
It seemed
What-
like he played like 20 songs in 30 minutes.
Yeah, I didn't realize that when you go to like a live. Well, the concerts that I've been to in the past, they play the whole song.
Really?
Yeah, at least like most of the song.
I mean, he was only out there for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
too.
I mean, he only played like maybe less than 45
Yeah.
seconds of every song, but he played like 20 songs.
It was like a club mix.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was still good though. He like got it. At the end of it, it was like it was good.
It was getting there.
Yeah, it was really good.
Not as good as Usher, though.
It was fucking freezing.
And
That
it
was the
last-
night it was
cold.
freezing.
Yes, that was when.
Fuck that night. I almost died.
Dom was literally like doing this. He's like, I can't stop shaking. Matt had to take his jacket off.
I
and give it
honestly
to
think that's
Dom.
what got me sick. I swear. That
Probably,
one day.
yeah.
Probably,
Yeah,
yeah.
I swear. I'm not kidding at all. Yeah, and then what did we do? We did.
I mean, honestly, and I said this to Dom, I feel like sometimes when we go out of town, we're like more unified, the three of us, in terms of like being able to intentionally talk about business.
yeah.
Friday, we worked all day.
Yep. Oh yeah,
We
that's
worked
when
all
the
yeah,
meetings.
we had all the meetings. So we had meetings Friday. We got some good meals together. Went to the gym Saturday morning.
Good to meet Alex
Saturday,
Hormozy.
Yeah,
Oh, that was cool.
Trying
Yeah,
his
actually, I
private
forgot
gym.
about that. Alex, shout out to Alex for letting us use his gym.
Yeah.
that was
nice.
awesome.
It's cool. That was the old UFC building, right?
Yeah. It was a cool
pretty dope.
building. Yeah.
very cool. That was an awesome time.
And meeting Lewis was cool too. I mean, he was super down to earth guy.
Lewis House. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, talk about the cab driver.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
talk
this was
about the
great.
cab driver.
I always get stuck in the front because I'm bigger than most people we travel with. And then I sit beside and talk to these cab drivers, and this guy didn't say a word, wearing a cowboy hat. And I was even looking at him like, why is he wearing a cowboy hat? Like sitting in a car, that's got to be so uncomfortable.
He had like cowboy boots on, full suede
Yeah.
jacket,
Yes,
like
the suede jacket.
fucking
and
real deal. Holy
didn't
shit.
say a word, didn't look at us, nothing. I look over and I see a picture. It says fire 50 caliber sniper for $29. I'm like, I wonder how much a 50 cal bullet costs. And he's like,
Chris says
92
this out
cents.
loud.
Yeah, I said it out loud. He just quietly under the breath is like 92 cents. And I'm like, you like to shoot stuff? He's like, yes. I'm like, animal or people? He's like, both. And I'm like ignoring the people part. I'm like, what kind of animals do you hunt? He's like, bears. Oh, brown bears. And I'm like, where the fuck do you go hunt brown bears? He's like, oh, you can some in Montana, but you know, Alaska is the best place to go. And I'm like, oh, have you ever killed one? And he just looks over at me like, yes. And smiled. And I'm like, okay, well, like, how'd you kill a bear or whatever? And I think, I said, where are you from?
Yeah,
With
where'd you
accent.
grow up?
And he's
Yeah.
like, the Caucasian Mountains. And I was like, what are the Caucasian Mountains? I still don't know where that is, but I guess it's right south of Russia.
It was somewhere over
South
there.
Eastern Russia or something like that.
It was somewhere
In
over
that
there.
in that general area in the mountains. And I guess he grew up in like a village out there, and he had like, what do you call it, a tribe? Their
He
family?
said his people.
His people.
His people.
He said
He
called
said
it
something too about killing bears, how you earn your name.
Exactly,
or
yeah.
something.
To stay within his tribe, he's like, the first time I ever killed a bear, that's how I got my name, so I could stay in my tribe. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, how'd you kill the bear? And he's like, I was like, do you have a weapon? He's like, no weapons allowed. We have to kill a bear. Otherwise, the tribe will exile you and they'll find you and they'll kill you. If you run away, they'll kill you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, damn, how'd you kill the bear? He's like, with my teeth. And he's not even cracking a smile. He's just staring at me dead in the face. Like, sometimes I'm like, holy shit, like, is this guy real? And I'm just playing as if I believe him, even though I didn't really. Dom's back there just giggling behind me.
No, I'm sending them fucking photos of like a guy
bear
like
eating a
biting
boar,
a
yeah.
bear or something.
It was wild. And he was straight upset. And I'm like, do people die doing this? Like, it sounds dangerous. He's like, yes. Same day my twin brother died fighting the bear. And I was like, oh shit, man. Like, that's sad. He's like, just part of the life we live. I'm like, Jesus Christ, bro.
And
we
then-
found out he has 5,000 acres.
Well, no, he's full of shit. But he's
Maybe.
no, he's so full of
If
shit.
we ever need security, I'm calling that guy.
No, you're not. He said he had 5,000 acres in Vegas, but
Vegas.
then you were asking him about hunting, about like what
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
gun
Oh, what
he
guns,
uses,
yeah.
and then he said that he hunts with a Dragunov sniper rifle,
Yeah.
which is like not a thing.
Call of Duty 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what else? Oh, and then he worked for the what was it? Department of Defense or Homeland
Homeland
something?
Security.
UN.
The United
Nations.
Nations as a peacekeeper.
Yes.
Something like that, yeah.
And he has a passport that lets him do whatever he wants. He can carry a fully automatic shotgun or a motorcycle or a
He actually told us everybody in Vegas is allowed to have a fully automated
weapon. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he also said that Las Vegas is technically not Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said basically it's a free country. Like
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Open carry a machine gun.
Open carry machine guns.
And then he ended the story saying that he has a 350-pound dog, and then we got out of the car.
That was dude. That guy was so full of shit.
350-pound dogs.
Yeah, and he drives an Uber for what reason?
Yeah, at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It was interesting for sure.
I wanted to get the fuck out of that car. So
it was a
fast.
long Uber ride though, so it killed some time.
It was better than, bro. You missed the scariest Uber ride in the world in Salt Lake City.
Oh.
When we were in Salt Lake City, it was me, Maddie, and John West, and we got into this guy's car. It was an Uber Black, picked us up from Vobev, and the whole windshield was cracked, like looked like it got destroyed. And I sit in, I'm like, is this fucking thing like safe to drive? And he's like, sorry, just got back from Portland fighting Antifa. And I'm like, what? And I go to put my phone in the cup holder, and it's full of shotgun shells. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I was like, hey, are you cool with those guys, sitting in the back? He's like, yeah, as long as they're comfortable or being around guns. And we're like, what is happening? And he's like, yeah, take a look in the back seat. And they looked behind the seat, and there was fucking guns in the back of the Uber. And then he was telling us the whole way back how he basically went to Portland and was killing Antifa people for like the people. And it was the scariest ride of my life.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Is that allowed?
Fuck no.
What about Utah? You're allowed to just have guns in your car? Like,
I mean, I don't know. Utah's pretty wild, but I don't think it's that wild.
but I feel like Uber wouldn't allow it.
Definitely not. That guy should not be on Uber.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was very open about
You
his.
didn't report him, so.
Huh? No. I just wanted to be glad I was alive.
That's like me with fucking, we were talking about this Instacart people.
Fuck
so
Instacart.
They come and they fuck up my order, but it's their livelihood, and I feel so bad.
Yeah.
If I complain, I'm like, the person gonna lose their job.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do?
They
But
deserve it.
They lose my order, they fuck up everything. Last one bags I got smelled like cigarette smoke. Like it smelled like someone smoking in my house. The bag smelled so bad. Yeah. And I couldn't even report them because I just felt bad.
Yeah. I got like 12 apples, and I actually asked my wife like who picked the apples out, because I was like, there's no way that you picked these out, and none of them were edible.
Because she ordered them. You didn't know she ordered Instacart?
I didn't know. I thought she went to the store to get them. And then I went in the fridge, and I was like pulling one out, and I'm like, oh, it's not a good one. I threw it away. I like pulled another one. I'm like, oh, that one's bad too. I'm like, yo, who the fuck ordered these apples? And she's like, I Instacarted them. And I guess they like fucked up the meat and a ton of other things too. So
The price of convenience.
yeah, they suck,
Now
man.
get what you want.
Then you have John West, who gets perfect orders and then just disputes them every time.
He's the reason.
Yeah.
That's why there's no good people on Instacart.
They all got fired. 'Cause
Yeah, fucking John West.
And then I let them all keep their jobs. They're too nice.
Kid literally, what was it, a year straight?
Yeah.
It was a year straight. He would order Ghost
every day.
energy drinks and waters, get them delivered to the office, take them, then dispute it and say he didn't get it, and he would get a credit, and do that every single day for a year.
Did he get banned by now?
No,
No, sorry, John.
No.
Really?
he's still on there.
Damn.
Yeah.
Instacart is gonna come fucking sue him
Yeah.
or something.
Bullshit.
Jesus.
That's why we got the B team working on Instacart now.
Yeah. You're talking about John East, right?
Yeah, yeah, John.
East,
John South.
East, sorry, my bad. Southwest. I think.
Southeast.
Yeah.
Southwestern John.
Chris
See?
is searching
I'm
current
going through my
events.
notes to see if I have anything interesting to talk about. Oh, I have a good question for you guys. Are you ready?
Yeah,
This is like a thought-provoking question.
got it.
All right, so let's say you push someone over and they fall. Whose fault is it that they fell?
It's their fault,
You pushed them, though.
but they fell.
But you pushed them.
But they could have not fallen.
This isn't like a mind twister. This is like, whose fault is it?
I would say it's my fault.
So are you intentionally pushing someone
Yeah,
over?
you're like, fuck you.
Oh,
You push
well,
them
then,
over
yeah.
and they fall.
I thought you meant like you bump into someone and they fall.
No, you push them over.
That would be my fault.
I feel like it's our fault.
You got to make everything complicated, eh?
Well, I'm being like more analytical.
Okay. Your brain should be thinking that way. All right. So you push them once and they fall, intentionally push them and they fall. That's your fault.
Correct.
If you push them again and they fall again,
Yeah.
after they get up, you push
That's
them
their
again,
fault.
then whose fault is it?
It's their fault
But why?
because you already told them what type of person you are, and they came back up and they allowed you to let them push them again.
Bro, what if it's Chris pushing Mook? It doesn't matter how much the fucking kid.
close. He could have known not to get that close.
Okay. And then let's say a third time I push them just as hard, but this time they stop themselves from falling.
Whose fault
And they
is
don't
that?
fall.
They were more aware.
They were more aware, but they had the ability to stop themselves the whole time, but didn't.
Yeah.
So has it been their fault or your fault the whole time that they fell over?
Well, there's a difference between unexpectedly falling over and bracing for impact and not falling.
Maybe. But what if they had trained their whole life to be more athletic? And then they had better balance and more strength.
Well, that's like saying, well, what if their parents had more money to get them better training?
Yeah.
For
then
not
whose fault
fall,
it is?
for the
Maybe
not
it's their
fall
parents'
prep?
fault then.
For the not fall prep.
So
Yeah.
whose fault is my knee? My parents?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Whose fault do you think your knee is?
Definitely your fault.
Definitely mine.
True. What if someone hit your knee with a baseball bat?
Their fault.
Theirs.
What if they hit it? What if they hit it
What
again?
if they did it 3 times? Mine.
What if by the 3rd time you could have dodged it, but they still hit you? Then it's your fault.
Where is this? I just don't understand this question.
There's no punch. It was just simple.
It was just like, is it your fault for falling, or is it your fault that you didn't catch yourself? Is it their fault for pushing you? Where does the fault lie?
Fault for allowing them
Because
to
if
push
you stop yourself once, you prove you could have stopped yourself the whole time from falling, but you never did. So was it really your fault for not having the capability to withstand the push? Or
I would agree that that's part of the problem here. Yeah. But like, what if you were like someone who was like obviously like could not stop someone from pushing you down? That's my question. Like you versus Calvin.
I think we're.
me versus Kennedy.
Yeah.
That's better. That's better.
Yeah, you versus Kennedy. Whose fault
Kennedy's
is
very
that?
jacked too, though.
It's your fault for sure. Every time.
Maybe it's her fault for not being jacked enough. With me like pushing her over.
But I like his Mr. L like most muscular pose, and then Kennedy in her chair.
I don't even know where this thought came from, but I feel like it is more of like the lesson that if you take responsibility.
You just type this up on your phone.
I just think of shit sometimes. And
Oh, I
type it
think
up.
I typed
No,
something.
that's I didn't type that much deeper into it.
No,
But
do you have more?
it was, I have a few. But it was thinking of taking responsibility for everything that's in your life. Whether or not you could have done something or not, if you choose to take responsibility for it, you can at least make yourself better in the future.
I have a good one. I wrote this.
All right.
Ready? I'm gonna try to like put it into words because I'm like type in my own head thought, like my
You're
own word.
dyslexic typing?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Let me just read.
You probably
it
won't even be able to read it.
Okay. So if you look at like winning and losing in anything in life, right? Take it like just winning or losing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like the winning is the point? Or do you feel like putting the effort in knowing the whole entire time that you did everything you could to win, but losing, are you still as satisfied? Like, honestly.
Like, both scenarios, are you trying just as hard when you win, when you lose? Or is one you're not trying and you win, and when you're trying as hard as you can and you lose?
I don't know. It's more
Let's
than
just
I
assume.
said.
Let's assume the purity in it.
But like what I'm saying is like, I feel like sometimes like in life, right? Like you go through the motions of something and you win it, right? And you're like, cool. But then other times in life, you put 100% effort into something, like everything you have into something, and you don't necessarily win, but you push yourself to a point where you've never pushed yourself before. And I think in that is the win of that scenario. And maybe you don't win whatever you're supposed to win.
Yeah.
Which one is more rewarding?
Okay, so let's talk about running a marathon.
Okay.
All right. So I think if you trained your absolute hardest
Yeah.
and you did everything you could to the best of your ability, and let's say you got 40th in the marathon,
Yeah.
I think you could be satisfied in that result.
Yeah.
If you put forth that same effort and got second and lost by 13 seconds, I think that would be a little bit harder to swallow, in my opinion. So I think to some degree, it's like being realistic about where you're at in the greater scheme of things.
Yeah.
Is part of your accepting the failure of losing or winning.
It definitely adjusts over time. Like, if I kept competing and I kept losing, I'd retire, you know?
Yeah.
Like, fuck this. But when I started, I didn't give a fuck about winning, you know?
But I think if you also go back to it, like you're maybe not yet, but if you were someone who was losing consistently and after a certain amount of time, like, you know, you're not putting 100% effort in, I don't think, right? Or like you just know maybe you don't have the genetics for it. It's hard to say something like this in like a sport that's genetically like needed.
Yeah, very.
You know, it's like
subjective.
Or subjective.
Yeah.
But like what I'm saying is like in real life situations where if you didn't get the outcome you wanted, but you did every fucking thing in the world that you could have to get there. And it's not like a losing where like your life is over for losing. It's just like you didn't necessarily get exactly what you wanted.
Yeah.
I think you learn more and you appreciate the win is in doing it. I think the win is more in doing it than actually winning.
I would agree.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's so dependent on so many different things. You know? Like the marathon example, if I decided to do a marathon, I also wouldn't be doing a marathon to win a marathon. I'd be doing it to finish the marathon.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So maybe then if I didn't even complete the marathon, I'd be pretty disappointed in myself.
For sure.
If the win is just completing it and I can't even finish the marathon, I'd be like, fuck. But then I would just go back to training so that I could finish. And then when I did finish the marathon and get that win, I would feel pretty satisfied.
In a sport too, it's difficult because like you unlock like more potential every time you do something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like what your 100% was when you first started running, like when we first started with Natasha versus what our 100% is now is not even close to the same thing.
Right.
You know, so like it's an evolutionary thing, and it's more, my thing is it's more like checking the boxes, right? Like I think if I lost anything in life, but I knew that I did everything, like not one thing that I did was wrong, and it was all for like executing perfectly for whatever it is, I think that's the win for me.
I'm curious if like it was something like, I believe you, but if it were something like, if you were like me and you were competing and you had won 5 years in a row and then you did everything you could and then lost, would you like feel better that there's like, that you just weren't good enough? Like you're not good enough to win, or would you rather have a reason of why you lost?
Well, I think it's easier to lose when you know you did everything you could have done to win. I mean, wouldn't you agree with that? Like if you lost to someone, like you won 7 Olympias or 8 Olympias, and then your 9th Olympia, you lost to somebody, but you did everything in your power. You know, you didn't fuck one thing up, and you did everything you were supposed to do, executed perfectly, and you lost to someone who was better.
Yeah, you feel way better.
That's an easier loss to take.
For sure. Yeah.
Then like that, like, you know, like I'm assuming there's points in time where you're like, not you, but like there's people like, fuck, if I would have trained harder this day or that. But if you know that you did everything, I don't think you can be mad at yourself for that in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
You can't look back and be upset about it whatsoever. You can just look at it and be like, I did everything I did. I did everything I was supposed to do. And I truly believe that he won, and there's nothing I could have done about it.
Yeah.
It sucks. It's not like exciting. Like you're not pumped about it, like, but I think you're at peace with yourself.
For sure. It would lead to a lot less long-term regret.
Yeah.
Like if you didn't try and you lost, you'd be living with what if for fucking ever. Rather than just like, well, like I couldn't have, no matter what. I know I did my best. I couldn't have done more.
Because I was watching a video of some sort yesterday, or it wasn't yesterday. It was probably like a week ago, and it was talking about like, unfortunately, people who are like dying, and their like biggest regrets in life, right? And it's like, what were their biggest regrets? And like the top two, one was like not living a life that you want, but living a life that you thought you were supposed to live. Basically like doing what you think was like the picture perfect marriage or whatever it is. And then the other one was like not putting the 100% effort into whatever you do, because you never know what you're capable of doing.
Yeah. So
I think it's cool because like, I think if you bring this back to a physical standpoint, I think you're constantly evolving in the aspect of what is your 100%. Mm-hmm. So like at the end of the day, you're living your whole life just getting better.
Yeah.
In a way, right? There are certain parts of life where like you can't do more, and you go through those and you know that you put 100% effort into the goal or whatever, and you possibly get what you want or you possibly don't, but you know you put the effort in. Yeah. So I don't know. I was just thinking about it, and I wrote it down because I like actually wanted to ask you guys that question, especially you.
If you're spiritual enough, then it doesn't matter because you couldn't have done any better because you didn't.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
People like, I could have put more effort in. Actually, you couldn't because you didn't. Yeah. You know, there's no like timeline where you go back and it could have done more. Like, no, you in that moment had no capability of doing any more because you didn't.
But what if you knew in that moment you did and you chose not to?
I think it also comes down to like hobbies versus like your skill set and your craft. Okay. For example, you are super, super great on the business side, business relationships. Let's like, and this isn't like a win or a loss, but let's say the sale of Raw one day, you could sell it for substantially more or less with just like a few different decisions. And it doesn't mean you put any less or more effort in, but just your ability to execute in the moment could go for this amount or this amount. Yeah. I don't see you being satisfied with this amount. And if you knew you could have gotten this amount.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, you're probably not.
And
wrong.
the same thing with you. It's like, if we're talking about running a marathon and you being satisfied with finishing versus going to the Olympia and you being satisfied with being top 10 versus winning, like it's a massive difference. Yeah. You know?
Because of where we are now though.
Well, right? Just in general, because that's his craft. That's your craft. Like I keep bringing this back to like, okay, things that I enjoy or playing a game or playing Monopoly versus coaching guys at the Olympia. Like that's a lot harder for me to swallow. even if I did everything in my power, which I know that I did.
But it's easier for you to be okay with not winning because you put all of your effort into it and you know that you did everything you were supposed to do. What I'm saying is, could you look back at it and be like, I could have done better or I should have done this? You don't, because you execute how you're supposed to execute.
Yeah.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
And think that?
He fucking, are you kidding me? Of course you, I know you do.
What?
He always
did everything?
Yeah.
Or that I could have
What could he done better? What could you have done?
That's my point.
Yeah.
You never look back without thinking I could have done more.
No, but I think what he's saying
that.
is he's looking back saying, did I do everything I was supposed to do? And yes, I think he thinks he did.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know, like I think as a coach, it's different though, right? Like you don't know the effort that the athlete's putting in at every step of the way either.
Yeah.
But as a coach, like you look back and you're like, yeah, I checked every box. I did everything I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy about coaching too, is that you're fully dependent. You're 100% dependent on somebody else doing their job.
Yeah. It's hella
when you
stressful.
really like pull yourself out of it and think about that.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah. Talk about people who have the control issues can't be very good at that.
Yeah.
That's like personal trainers. If you really think about it, like if someone like goes to a gym, like an average person.
That's why some people hate personal training at average gyms.
I mean, you literally have someone for an hour. Maybe not even, maybe 30 minutes of a day where they could come and fucking crush it with you. And then they leave and eat like absolute dick, don't move for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And then they blame you because they're not losing weight.
Yeah.
At least you have like athletes, you know, these poor fucking people have like people who don't listen to anything.
Yeah.
It's like spinning a wheel. And then
that's why I thought when we started getting into triathlon stuff, that's why it was so awesome that like, I thought like, you can't fake your watch.
No,
you can't trick your watch.
No.
So like those metrics are so much more real than anything that's quantifiable within bodybuilding.
Well, that was even like the first time Natasha started doing our nutrition, or not our nutrition, like our training protocol. She was adding all that data from the Garmin app and stuff. And it was like, fuck, like the way that like she's analyzing your daily routine is way more than any other coach you've ever had, because there's so much more data to analyze.
Yeah.
You know, like she can look at it and be like, oh, you know, your cadence was off here. You need to, you know, shorten your stride when you're running to get more cadence. And you're like, how the fuck? And it's like the watch tells her everything.
Yeah.
Which is super cool.
It's like you would have to put a GoPro on a bodybuilder's head.
Literally.
To be able to see like if they're actually doing what they're supposed to be doing. Yeah, it's unique.
Yeah, I just feel like too, I finish every Olympia, even though when they win, and I look back and be like, I could have done more.
Maybe you could have.
I believe I could have.
Yeah.
That's why every year I'm like, fuck, I guess I got to do it again.
Yeah. But you think there'll ever be a year where you do it and you're like, I did everything. Like I put everything into this.
I don't know.
I don't think that's a champion mentality. I don't think you
just thinking you can consistently get better.
Well,
no,
I
don't
champion
think mentality.
Yeah, I don't think you can ever be like, yeah, I mean, I was perfect. Like, and just like truly believe that.
I just feel like every time I like feel like I'm pushing myself really hard, and then I push myself harder, and I'm like, fuck, I had more. Then I probably still have more now. If I think like, is this my max? If I thought last time was my max and it wasn't, like, even just you don't really ever know.
Enjoy it and be engaged and be present.
Literally,
I read a book. I think it was like a Navy SEAL or something said that like, whenever you think you're giving 100% effort, it's really 40. Like that's 40% of what you can actually mentally and physically handle.
Yeah.
So like there's 60% that's like totally not even touched. Which I probably think I believe.
I believe
if
that
I'm
for
being
sure.
honest.
It may not be even possible to access that at all times.
Nah, bro. The Neuralink's out. We're good.
Neuralink, true.
Yeah. Let's get that bitch put in your head.
I'll just have my Apple Vision Pro. And I'll have
With
someone
a
in the
Neuralink.
video holding a gun to my head, be like, "Do one more rep, bitch." And I'll be like, "Shit!" Like on the bench press or my Apple Vision Pro, benching 405. That'll be my new training method.
I can just see coming down here and all the fucking kids in the marketing room having them on just like this. And I can see it now. I can absolutely fucking see it.
Pretty legit.
Did anyone buy one yet?
Not yet. They're too expensive.
Are they that much? Damn, that's expensive.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
It is cool though, like to watch a movie on or something at the house.
Bro, on the plane, doing cardio,
that would be dope.
that kind of stuff.
Doing cardio.
Well, not your guys' cardio, but walking on the
Could you
treadmill.
imagine?
Nauseous.
Fucking running a marathon, watching a movie.
Imagine doing the actual marathon, like the Boston Marathon. You're running down
With
the
your
street with
headphones.
your fucking Vision
So
Pro
I did
on.
notice something the other day, and I don't know if this is true or not, but like no one wears headphones.
You're not allowed to.
Shut the fuck up.
You're not allowed.
Why?
Because something about like it can distract you, and part of it is you needing to be like, part of the pain is being engaged.
They want you to be in pain?
Well, like not pain.
So you actually aren't really allowed to wear them?
No.
I don't know, man. It might be out for me. I need music. I'm not kidding.
Can't you like wear a headband and like put like little speakers in it and like play it?
I saw a guy the other day that was doing like mental training on the.
So you have no
on the
phone.
treadmill?
You have no phone, no headphones. I don't know.
I'm just
No, I'm saying
revalued his whole life.
These treadmill marathons sound pretty good that I'm doing.
Yeah. Fuck. I mean, no.
Anyway, he watched like I think it was like Teletubbies or something like some show during his whole 13-mile run to like train himself mentally.
Like miserable. Like
Yeah,
miserable
something. Yeah,
stuff.
something that's like really hard to watch. you
Yeah,
know,
like
his-
infant TV.
Yes. Yeah. So
I feel like you'd have to just zone out at that point and just like forget
Why wouldn't
where
you just
are.
run outside?
well, you could, but it's harder. I think might even be harder.
To run outside than watch
Well, no,
television?
to watch something that's like you really would rather not watch.
I feel like the environment of running with people though is just like
Oh,
exhilarating
for sure,
in
it's
general.
way different.
What I couldn't do is read. Like
Read-
read a book while running.
No,
How the
me either.
fuck can you read a book
People
while
on
running?
people on
People
the
do it.
step mill do it all the time. Like
You're talking about a physical book.
Maybe you have a Kindle with like size 5 font or something, you know?
yeah, I would be
5
so
extra
sick.
font.
I couldn't run and do that. I could walk and read.
Yeah. But like when you're like breathing heavy, like, and then you're trying to like focus on reading like that
I can't
fine
even.
tuned
I can't even read in a car.
No.
No shot.
I puke.
Yeah.
I can't read a text message in a car.
But you do.
Yeah, barely.
Unless you're driving.
No, I can actually do it while I'm driving.
I know.
I'm
That's
good.
point.
Yeah, I'm good at texting
giving you
and
shit for
driving.
that.
I'm just bad at in the passenger seat.
But you use Siri, right? Of course. Voice to text.
Oh, for sure.
and,
Hands
the,
free.
and the goggles.
Yeah.
And the goggles.
In my Tesla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
All right, what's next?
yeah.
Are we doing Arnold predictions? Or are we
Let's
gonna
do the
save it for
Arnolds.
later?
Pick them.
This is like playing roulette, which I'm good at, by the way. But
I don't
we
know.
have no idea. Matt's probably good at this, but
Who's horse?
That's
Horace Marcello?
yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing it?
Yeah.
Really?
Okay, are we just gonna pick top 5 or are we going the whole roster?
Just top 5. That's
Okay.
too much.
Agreed. That's it.
Who do you got first place?
All right, I'm going to say Hottie
Second place.
because I know Jansen. Well, who do you guys have in first? I know Jansen.
Samson, first place.
I feel like you have to give it to Hottie because didn't Hottie get second at the Olympia?
He did.
Yes, but Samson is a returning Arnold Classic champ.
Samson's got more room for improvement. Hottie's pretty like.
Was Samson who
Step.
I predicted? No, Andrew Jack was who I predicted for the steroid Olympics, right?
Yeah.
Andrew Jack is out.
He's out?
He's out?
Let's go to like notbarbend.com.
Well, this is fine. We're
do
already
that.
here.
Okay. All right.
But
Wait,
you
wait,
know
why
he's
is he
He's
out?
He's out. Yeah.
Oh, well, I would've
he
had him
left a
third.
while ago. Probably. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
How did you even read that so fast? What is barbend.com?
Website that talks about bending.
John
wells.
De La Rosa is competing? Isn't he old?
Yeah.
What? Is that wrong to say?
No, I think he's up there.
He's doing he'll be good though.
You think he'll? Okay, I don't even know.
All right, so I'm gonna say
Top 5.
Samson, Hottie.
James. I think James will be in the top 5.
Brandau will be
I was
third.
going to say Raphael will be up there for sure.
Akeem?
No. De La Rosa fourth, James fifth.
Talmud
De La Rosa
Shaban?
fourth. Who'd you say? Hottie's second, right? You said Samson first, Hottie second, Raphael third.
I don't think
Should've done some research before this.
Rubiel is doing it either. That's the neck guy.
Oh, the
Ooh.
big neck guy.
Yeah.
What do they call him? What's his like nickname?
Nexzilla.
Nexzilla.
So yeah, so I have
Wish.
Samson, Hottie, who did I say third?
Raphael. Who's
And then De La
Remco Bose?
and James.
Who's the first person?
I honestly don't know who that is.
Why is there an asterisk next to his name?
Maybe because he has visa issues.
That's it. Look,
Yeah.
there's no
he's
way.
Not in the top
I like
5.
his sunglasses, though.
How do you get qualified?
He probably won the Arnold Classic. That can't be him.
This can't be him, dude.
No,
There's
it's
no
not him.
way.
Wrong guy. He's pretty fucking jacked, though, for a boxing
Type
coach.
in IFBB Pro. Maybe that's why there's an asterisk because they can't find him.
Official.
I think it's the same guy.
Nope.
No? That's him?
Got a good physique, just a little too small.
He looks like the worst version of Sean's. Like Sean looks way better. That was a horrible example. Sorry.
Clarita?
Sean looks much better.
I don't see that comparison.
In that pose.
Reminds me of a guy I knew from Canada called Prince. You remember Prince?
Yes.
He was crazy genetics. All right, I'm not putting him in the top 5. Sorry, buddy. He looked good, but all right, I got Hottie, Samson, James Hollingshead.
You're not gonna put a fellow Canadian in there?
Akeem, and then I'm up in there. Antoine is up there for. I love his physique, but I don't think he'll be top 5. Honestly, I haven't seen him in forever. So
he looks good. He always looks
good
on
him
Instagram.
a lot, but
all right, so you're saying
this is the worst.
I think Hottie's
ever.
gonna win. I really do. I don't know anything after that. But oh boy, what is this?
This is classic.
Okay, I gotta go with my boy Ramon
for sure
for first place. Second place is Urs.
This is a stacked fucking classic. Everyone's doing it.
And then Breon's in there. Terrence is in there too.
Is that Ramon's last name?
Yeah, there's no other Ramon on there. You thought his real last name was Dino?
Never really thought about it, honestly.
Your last name is C-Bum or Bum, just Bum.
Bumstead.
Well, that's an abbreviation, maybe. Maybe that's what that means in
what did
Portuguese.
Where was Wesley at the Olympia?
Wesley,
I don't know.
Not first.
Not first. So I didn't pay attention. Behind me. I'm gonna go Ramon, Urs, Terrence for top 3.
I'm gonna go Ramon, Terrence, Urs, top 3.
Ooh, ballsy move. Whoa. I think Breon will be in the top 5 too.
I was gonna say that too. I don't know anyone else though, so I'm really like batting 1,000 here. Yeah. Is that other Brazilian kid doing this one?
Fabian?
Yeah. No.
Oh. I'm just gonna guess top 4 then.
Okay.
Leave it there. If anyone has money on these, don't follow our bets because we have no idea what we're talking about.
Damn, fucking
no
idea.
No clue. The predictions are
I don't
done.
even know any of those names.
I literally don't know one person in that whole entire list. Do you?
It said Aaron Banks somewhere in there.
No, it didn't.
That name. On the top, it did.
We'll sit out. So no, I don't.
Yeah. No, I don't. All right. Moving on to men's wellness. That's Dom's class.
My class?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You can see you doing men's wellness.
I don't think I have the glutes for it. Yeah. We got some.
I'm going to be at the Arnold. These two are
I'm going
bailing out early.
Thursday and Friday. I'm going to be in Columbus on the weekend of the Arnold for meetings, so that counts.
Yeah, you're not going to be at our booth.
Is the booth on Friday too, or no?
Probably not.
So no.
Maybe, I don't know.
It's got to be.
I think so.
Definitely going to be Friday, Saturday.
This guy's going to be at the booth, but he just doesn't know when.
Nope. So don't ask me when or where I'll be.
You're doing.
You will not find me.
What do you mean? If you can fucking pay to find you.
That's true. I'll be up there somewhere.
You have your signature thing, and you have your photo.
Yeah, I'm doing the photo op. I'm bringing my dad down too.
He's gonna pump. He's gonna love
good
it.
Old dad to the Arnold.
Has he want to go?
Yeah, he just
has he met Arnold yet?
No, I'm gonna try.
Isn't
to
that he wants to meet Arnold?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That'll be dope.
He's like, I don't really know any of these new guys, but it'd be cool to meet Arnold. I'm like, I got you, Dad. I'll see if I can pull that out. Get a picture with him and move on.
It's gonna be cold as fuck. We could have some exciting announcements at the Arnold.
We could have some very exciting announcements at the Arnold.
Very, very
if those
exciting.
all pull through.
Yes. So stay tuned because it could be very exciting.
Well, at least have one exciting one, but I don't know about all of them.
I think it was pretty good.
Yeah, we got better. Okay, so those of you guys that stumbled through the first 15 minutes, thank you because it got better.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Later, guys.